there, Lloyd Machedo, Sweeney from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo and Think Personal Branding? Today the date is November 23rd. Time right now is 11:57. Okay. I got this question from one of the readers on Quora, and he said, Lloyd, I would just like to know what are your answers to Tim Ferriss's Tribe of Mentors questions. So the Tribe of Mentors is a new book that has come out by Tim Ferriss. My gut feeling says this is once again a book like he had the Tools of Titans, where he just asked 100 people, or here it's 140 people, the same 11 questions. Whatever answer he gets, he just puts it, compiles it together. So it's I don't think it's going to be a revolutionary book. I just think it's going to be a collection of just thoughts and ideas, just good reading. That's about it. However, given the fact that I'm a hardcore Tim Ferriss fan, I really admire his work. I would buy the book. I've already placed the order. I'll be getting it in another few days. I'll give you a book review after I finish the book. So, yeah. But now, since you have asked me the 11 questions, I'll answer them. What are the questions? The questions are given down below, and I'll give you the timestamp also, so that you can check which question is what, when, and where. Okay, so here are the 11 questions, and I'm quickly answering them. So at number one, what is the book or books you have given most as a gift, and why? I've never given any book for free as a gift, because if you give someone a book for free as a gift, they don't respect it, they don't value it, and there's no point of doing it. So I never give any book for free as a gift, never. So unfortunately, I never give books for free because people don't value it. Or what are one of the 3 books that have greatly influenced your life, and why? One of the books that has really influenced my life, I would say 3 books. The first one is Think and Grow Rich by Dale Carnegie. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That was the first book I read at the age of 16 that kind of made me believe and that I could improve, and that introduced me to self-improvement books. The second book that I did read was Dale Carnegie's Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book kind of taught me or introduced me to strategies whereby you could make friends with people, and I literally saw that you can adopt and adapt changes or strategies to make people like you. So then I was like, so everything is a process, everything can be changed. I was never popular and people started to like me, so I realized, okay, there are strategies here which you can manipulate your behavior or people's behavior. The third book that really touched me and changed me was Bart Baggett. Bart Baggett is How to Make Love Happen. Lo, behold, and surprise, he has become my friend on Facebook. Now, the thing about this book is it introduced me to graphology or handwriting analysis, and that kind of introduced me to mind manipulative techniques, being a pickup artist, even though he has not done anything with regards to all this, but he introduced me to building chemistry and rapport. So these 3 books. So the first one is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. The second one is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, and the third one is Bart Baggett's that is Secrets to Make Love Happen. Okay, just let me put a timestamp. Otherwise, I'll be struggling to find out where the video is. Okay. Second question. What purchases of $100 or less has positively impacted your life in the last 6 months or recent memory? My readers love specifics like brands and models. Where did you find it? Okay. Now, in terms of purchases that I've made for $100 or less, what I always do is whenever I travel through any airport or any place, I always go to a bookshop. I always go and check out a book, and I always end up buying a book. The minimum is at least, let's say, $500 to $1,000 worth of books. I always will buy, no matter even if I have 1,000 books. That's why sometimes I end up buying, duplicates, 2 or 3 books, because there are so many books I don't remember. However, it's not a regret. So any $100 or less purchase is a book. A book that you buy, you read, you underline. One good idea can change your life. So a book is always a worthwhile purchase. Okay. Now question number 3. Let me put a timestamp for 4:37. I need to put this. Okay. Question 3 is, how has failure or apparent failure set you up for later success? Do you have a favorite failure of yours? Yes, failure has brought me out of the comfort zone. Without failure, I wouldn't push myself. I wouldn't have this fear that I have today. My favorite failure was the 2011 attempted suicide that I tried in Mumbai, India, after I was deported from Dubai, UAE. That's an amazing failure of mine, because that was the breaking point in my life, where after which I changed and became the person that I am today. So that, without a doubt, is my greatest failure, and the most painful, most shocking one, because everyone deserted me, and that kind of changed me. So that was a good one. Okay, let me just put a timestamp. 5:37. Okay. Question number 4. If you could have a gigantic billboard, gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, metaphorically speaking, to get a message out to millions and billions, what would you say and why? It would be a few paragraphs or a few words. It'll be helpful even if you had someone else's quote. Quotes you often think by and live by every day. I don't think of any quotes. But if there was a giant statement that I could say, I would just say, you have just one fucking life. Just one fucking life. Live it in terms of, live it on your terms. One life, live it on your terms. Life is never going to be fair. Beg, borrow, steal, do whatever you have to make it fair. So, that's what I would put up on the gigantic billboard. Okay, let me put the timestamp, 6:20. Okay, next question is, what is one of the best or most worthwhile investments that you have ever made? This one's easy. The best investment that I've ever made is investing in myself and investing with my mentor. The loan that I took of, nearly $50,000. I invested in my mentoring program. I invested in my books, my training. That is the one thing that has changed me, and that's the greatest one, which I recommend anyone and everyone to do. Even if you have to take a loan, don't invest a loan in your house or a car. Invest it in yourself. Okay. Let me put the timestamp. That is at 7. The next one is, what is the unusual habit or the absurd thing that you love? Okay, the most unusual habit that I have is I love to be super clean, really, really clean. I make sure that the house is cleaned with bleach, with Dettol, with detergent. It's kept spick and spam. Even if there is a spider, even if there's an ant, I go paranoid. Dust has to be clean, so I'm super clean, and it has been super in place. The other thing which I normally do is I make sure that I delete stuff from my computer, downloaded stuff, movies, JPEG images, everything. I have to sort out everything perfectly, delete stuff. A fast working computer or a phone is always good, because I download so many things. So that's an unusual habit. The absurd thing is, once a while, or once in a week, or once every 2 days, I pamper myself like crazy. I might go for a really worthwhile massage. I might go for, put some really expensive cream or mask on my face, or, go to a nice, lavish restaurant or something, just pamper myself, because I believe I need to take care of myself. So that's at number 6. Okay, let's put the timestamp and go to the next point. Okay, the next question is, in the last 5 years, what new belief or behavior or habit has improved your life? In the last 5 years, the belief that has improved my life in the last 5 years is, one is, money is God, because without money, there is nothing. So for me, money is the most important thing. The second one is, if you respect me, if you love me, if you care about me, if you're my friend, you'll pay me money. Otherwise, I don't want to be around with you. The friends that you have define your life, define your personality, define your future, because the average of the 5 friends that you hang around, be with your relatives, anyone, the average of those 5 will become your reality. So I'm very careful who I hang around with. I always read, update, and upgrade myself. So I have to be the best. And last but not the least, it is, everything that I do, I have to enjoy, I have to love. Others doesn't make sense. And you need to really, really work hard. Be the best at it. Others, you'll not sustain and survive, because competition is just out there. And today, with the internet, with social media, with, these becoming, you can even meet a rickshaw driver with an iPhone, with a smartphone and the internet connection. So competition is just about everywhere. Okay, let me put the timestamp, 9:32. Okay, next question is, question 8. What advice would you give a smart, driven college student about entering the real world? What advice should they ignore? The advice that I'd give a smart student, the best advice is, Go 1,000 kilometers away from your home, away from whomsoever you know, 1,000 kilometers, but without any money, without any smartphone, without any friends, without anybody, and try to live by yourself for 1 year. Okay, do that for 1 year. The education, the learning, the life skills that you'll get by doing this for 1 year will change your life forever. You'll be a totally new person when you come back. So that is the greatest advice I could give. And what advice I ask you to ignore is ignore everything that you know, believe, and have heard from theory. All that is bullshit, because none of it works in real life. Okay, let me put a timestamp. Okay, question number 9 is, what are the bad recommendations you hear in your profession or area of your expertise? Okay, the bad advice or recommendations that I hear in the area of expertise is this bullshit that I hear from all these, all the hype. For example, if Jack Ma, who's a billionaire, or Warren Buffett, or Bill Gates, or Mark Zuckerberg, they give advice, all of a sudden everyone is taking down notes and writing down what they're saying. And what does a Jack Ma or a Warren Buffett or Richard Branson or Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates say? They will tell you hard work, take risks, team effort, leadership. The only reason people listen to their advice, is because they are billionaires. They were lucky enough to become rich. They were the right person at the right time, at the right place. And because they are rich and they are billionaires, whatever they say, people want to listen to. What they say, if you take down the notes and if you compare it, even an uneducated man could have said the same thing. In fact, you ask somebody, an ordinary person, to go to the same conference and give the same advice, nobody will pay attention to it because he's poor. So the same advice given by a rich man, same advice given by a poor man, people listen to the rich man, people ignore the poor man. Okay? So let me put a timestamp. That is 11:50. Okay? Next one is, in the last 5 years, what have you become better at saying no to? What are the new realizations and or approaches that helped you? Any other tips? So in the last 5 years, I have refused to indulge in charity. I've refused to help anyone for free. I have refused to respect and keep in touch with freeloaders. I only prefer to deal with people who have money, who pay me money for my service, and who respect me professionally. That's the most important thing that I've been good at saying no to. So there's no free lunch, there's no free bees, and there's nobody who I would choose to have for free. So this is the new realization. And when you make money this way, you respect yourself, you respect people, and you know who to keep in touch with. Okay. Last, if not the least, let me just put it. Last timestamp. Okay. Last, if not the least, if you feel overwhelmed or unfocused, or you lost your focus temporarily, what would you do? Well, if I lose my focus, if I feel overwhelmed or something, I meditate, I switch off, I take some time off. But most importantly, if anytime I feel overwhelmed or unfocused, I just remind myself of the painful memories that I went through, especially 2011, and that kind of angers me, gives me a rage, it gives me anger, gives me a sense of focus. So what I do is I switch off, I sleep. Maybe I'll sleep for a whole day, maybe I'll do nothing for a whole day, maybe I'll meditate, maybe I'll indulge in fasting, I'll do something or another. And that resets me the next day, because when you switch off, when you don't think about it, when you come back the next day, you come back much more stronger, more powerful, and you're ready to change the world. So these are the 11 things, 11 questions that I would answer from Tim Ferriss's Tribe of Mentors. These are 11 questions. Thank you for sending it to me. I'm pretty flattered that you want to know what is it that I do. I'm looking forward to read the book. I'm looking forward to send you a review. Like I said, just as the book Tools of Titans was just a mishmash of all the best advice that he could collect from people. It's interesting. It's nothing life-changing. I believe Tribes of Mentors would be more or less the same book, just a mishmash of advice. He would just give you a perspective. It's not going to change your life or do anything. Just give you a couple of ideas. I'm a big fan of Tim Ferriss. I love Tim Ferriss, but my gut feeling says his book is going to be the same thing. So this is Lloyd from LloydMachedo.com, who's Lloyd Machedo in Think Personal Branding. If you'd like to donate to my channel, please go to my PayPal and send money to LloydMachedo.com. And if you'd like to avail my services, it's Think Personal Branding. Let me know what you think of my answers in the comment section below, and love to hear from you. This is Lloyd Machedo saying goodbye for now. Take care.